Can I start? Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Before I start the session, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Nagendra Parashar, presently working as Pro Vice Chancellor at PES University, Bangalore. And prior to that, I was working as I was the founder Vice Chancellor at President's University, Bangalore. And I also worked as Vice President at GMR Varalakshmi Foundation. And I was with BITS Pilani for more than a decade. Totally, I carry 30 years of experience behind me in the field of academics. I worked in various capacities like Dean Academic, Assistant Dean Internship, and then Pro Vice Chancellor, Vice Chancellor. Several portfolios I had in the academic career. What I'm trying to tell is also sharing of my experiences. Most of my thing like I spent in the area of internship and placement, and that will help me in sharing my experiences before you. That help you how to design a curriculum considering the employability. Now, before I just get into directly into, I don't get into my crux of the game directly. Before I just step in, I tell you what are the current problems in the higher education in the country. Call it engineering education or MBA or law, whatever it is, or any professional courses. The major problem what majority of the universities and institutions facing across the country from Kanyakumari to Kashmir is about the placement of students and admissions. Placements are not happening. Placements are not happening. And admissions, because of competition, they are not getting. Just have a patience. I'll connect you. We're gonna how I just take this admissions and placement to curriculum design and employability. I'll get into that later. But let me start with this current problem. Why placements are not happening? I know many institutions where companies are coming, but students are not getting placed. Why it's happening? If there are no jobs, then companies could have not participated in this. Companies are coming, but students are not getting placed. So the secret is very simple. Students are not placeable. They are not job ready. Few years back, Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys has made a statement that more than 90% of the engineering graduates are not job ready. They are not placement. He told. The statement is not far from truth. That's the reason why actually students are not getting the job. If students are not getting a job, it has an impact on the admissions. See, if admissions are not happening, you can't run the institutions. So everything depends on placement and admissions. Keep in mind, placement officers can only bring the companies to the institution, and if academic curriculum design and implementation is good, then only students get placed. So it is related. If placements are not happening, as I told you, admissions will not happen. When I was the founder vice chancellor for President's University, Bangalore, when I used to sit for admissions out of curiosity, I used to sit with my admissions team and spend some time. And most of the parents and students used to ask me a question, sir, can I get a placement? Even you have not taken the admission and you are asking me the placement. Hello? Hello? You're not asking, you're asking the placement. I'll share you the pathetic status of admission in the country in their academic year 2017-18. See, in the year 2017-18 in engineering education, close to 50% of engineering seats were not filled. Close to 50% of engineering seats were not filled. Out of this, close to 50% of engineering seats were located in the state of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, and Kerala. That means 50% of the problem lies in the South India itself. And for your surprise, the survey also has indicated that there is a drop in the enrollment of major disciplines like what we call it as a computer science, information technology, biotechnology. They are considered in the top disciplines. There itself, there is an enrollment is 50%, and in the last 5 years, there's a severe dip in this major opted disciplines itself. Now, only premier institutions are able to place more than 75% or close to 75% of the students. And in the lower order institutions, it may be as low as even 10%. In one of the employability surveys conducted in the year 2016, it has indicated that out of the placements made, more than 40% of the placements were made in PPO sectors. That means that job which anybody could have done, for that engineers and MBA graduates are coming. And not to ask about salaries. Like they ask, 10,000, 15,000, 12,000, 15,000. I know many engineering and even MBA graduates working for 12,000, 15,000. So there is a problem with admission. There is a problem with placement. This is happening across the country. See, my dear friends, one thing I would like to tell you. Between admissions and placement, there is something called as a process. If you tighten the bolt here, if you tighten the process here, then placements will happen. Because a student who goes through rigorously the process, that means the classes, courses are designed properly, implemented properly, and students undergo the rigorous process of teaching, learning, evaluation, then he becomes job ready automatically. Considering employability factors also, I'll come to that later. Student becomes job ready. Once if a student get placed, then it automatically improves the admission. So most of the academic institutions in the country, what I see is that they spend a lot of money in marketing, that is admissions. They spend a lot of money in placement. They ignore the process completely. That is the major reason why placements are not happening, admissions are not happening. If you focus on process, definitely you will have an admission, definitely the placements. So I'll get into the details of this process. In the process, I confine my discussion exclusively for curriculum design and employability related factors. Now, having understood that there is a problem with admissions and placement, now let us try to answer why placements are not happening. I told you the answer, because students are not job ready. Now let us try to answer them. What makes them employable? What makes them job ready? See, when I graduated, like the trend was that, we used to get job based only on the marks, percentage of marks at CGP. That was the trend. Now, employers look for soft skills, or few others, they also call it as employability skills, along with technical skills. Gone are the days where you can place the student only when he is having a good technical skill. Now it is an era of technical skill plus soft skills. Soft skill, what does it mean? A few of them include communication skills, interpersonal skills, team working abilities, problem solving ability. All these things are as important as technical skills. Now the companies which are participating in placement are also looking for these parameters. They are going to judge the students not only on technical skills, but also on these soft skills. They are judging them. That is, to make them employable along with technical skills, we need to imbibe soft skills in the students. I'm using the word imbibing, not teaching. How they can be? There is a difference between imbibing and teaching. I'll come to the difference later. Now, what is imbibing? How they can be imbibed? I know many education institutions I've worked and I've seen that think that even soft skills can be taught inside the classroom. Say, for example, they take a session on communication skills. See, by taking a session is very important, and it is very much required on communication skills, on team working abilities, on personality development. Yes, it is very much essential, but that is not enough. In the sense, when I take a class on communication skills, I can only make them to know how important is communication skills to survive in the market. One of my BITS colleagues has written a book on, the title of the book was Communicate or Collapse. Communicate or Collapse. That is the level of importance what a communication abilities have. Team working abilities. You can't come up in life if you can't work in a team. You must be able to gel with the team, and that team working abilities, you need to imbibe in the students. How do I do it? See, by taking few sessions on this will not suffice. By taking few sessions is very important, where you teach them how important is this, along with technical skills, how soft skills are more important, that you can teach. Well, now let me come to the crux of my talk. What we should do to imbibe the soft skills in the student. Or how do I imbibe employability factors in the student? Imbibe means it is practice. That is, enable them to get into the blood, the DNA of a student, the employability factors. See, my dear friends, if you wanted to make them to imbibe this in the students, you require a fundamental change in the thought process of the key officials and management. It requires a fundamental change in the management and the key officials like HODs, deans, principals, vice chancellors, whoever you call it, in the top positions. They should have a fundamental change. Most of the education student institutions, even today, they believe that, the key officials believe that technical skills is good enough for a student to get placed. That's wrong. Totally wrong. As I already told you, today's employers are looking for people who are good along with technical skills. There is no compromise for technical skills. Along with technical skills, the soft skills plays a vital role. Now, the crux of my talk is that I'm not touching the technical qualities. I'm only touching how these employability factors such as soft skills can be imbibed in the curriculum design is the crux of my talk that I am getting into it now. See, as I already told you, if you wanted to bring such changes in the student, if you wanted to imbibe that in the student, fundamental thought process change has to start at the top management. And you should have a strong faith in the fact that anything and everything cannot be taught inside that classroom. There is something for a student to learn also. See, if you take a subject, anything and everything in the subject, you put it, and then make them to teach, make them to cram. No, that is not the way. You should have a strong believer that anything and everything may not be taught inside the classroom. You must understand that involvement of students in co-curricular and extracurricular activities is more important than technical skills. Realize that this involvement of a student in co-curricular extracurricular activities is education beyond class. That you need to realize it. And another strong faith you should have. You should be a strong believer of the fact that spoon feeding is not the right method of education. Spoon feeding is not the right method of education. When I was working in one of the colleges, I used to tell my colleagues who used to believe in spoon feeding, I used to tell them, you people not only put food in the mouth of a student, but you also put your hand in the stomach of a student and digest it. That's the way I used to make a mockery out of what they are doing. Realize that by studying more course and more course content does not make a student employable. No, it does not make a student more employable by knowing in depth and in width. That is not enough. It's required, but it's not enough. That's what I want to say. Now, how the soft skills can be imbibed in the student? Already I have mentioned these things can only be introduced in the classes, but it's not sufficient. It has to be practiced. So that means if I take communication skills, how to communicate should be practiced, cannot only be taught. It's not only sufficient that you teach them what is team working, but at the same time, you should make sure that he practices working in a team. That means there should be a scope in your curriculum design where he practices the soft skills along with technical skills plus soft skills, make the student job. That is the topic. Now, how it can be practiced? It has to be brought to curriculum as I told. But now the next question is that how this can be done? How do I bring these soft skills in the curriculum design? Now, your curriculum design should be including courses. You need to get into a courses like this. I'm just giving you a different thought here, which many premier institutions are practicing over decades. That's why they are at the premier institutions. They are getting their placement for their job students. The institution where I'm working, we are 100% plus. So because we practice all these things. One such a course that you need to introduce is credited internship program. I can take a separate session on how internship program can be conducted. I'm not getting into the details of this. Many education institutions even today, they have this internship program. What they do is that they call a student and say that you find a company. Student goes, they do what they find a company, they go, they do something. What they do is not known to university. Whether the student comes to company or not, company peoples are not bothered. At the end of 30 days or 45 days, they come with a certificate that they have done an internship program in such and such a company, and based some report will be submitted to the institution, and based on the weight and volume of the report, some grade or some marks is given. If you want to do such type of internships, that will not help any way. Take it from me, I can write down, stand on Himalayas and make this statement. This will not help the student. Now, there is a way to conduct an internship program. If you do that way, definitely you reap the benefits. See, I'm telling you, I'm sharing my own experiences. When I worked in B.S.NAGENDRA Dubai campus, more than 85% of my students used to get placed in the company wherever they enter. That is the level with which they used to go. Now, how do I do it? See, we are using the same procedures. This internship program must be an institutionalized process. That means you should find company, you should allot the student, you should monitor the program, you should conduct the evaluation component, then the marks or grade should be awarded. Say finding companies means I strongly suggest that there should be a team for finding companies. You have to go and find it. Don't send the students arbitrarily. Take the problem from this company that if I were to send my students for intern, what the problems or project that you wanted my students to solve. Get that details. And take the resume of a student, make the best fit. Make the best fit in the sense, say for example, if the problem is on a thermal area, there is no point in putting a production student in. So make the best fit of company's problem and student abilities. And depute a faculty to monitor it. This is how you can bridge the gap between university and industry, which is the top of today's academic scenario. Depute the faculty, at least the faculty go once in a week, talk to students, whether he's getting all support from the company to execute the problem or not. Talk to company people, whether the student is interning properly or not. If there are gaps from either from the company or from the student, just fill it. That means you need to monitor it. Then only things will happen. And conduct evaluation components inside the company. Keep it in mind, dear friends. This is internship program is classroom shifted to industry. Just not sending the students to touch the walls of the industry. It is not internship program. In an internship program, it is class shifted to industry, while, as I told, monitoring and conduct evaluation components. Conduct evaluation components, don't take me wrong, and conduct one more in-semester examination for a student to write examination on this. No, that's not the way. It should be a continuous evaluation component where it will be having discussions on group discussions, seminar, viva, very typical in nature. You may ask me a question. Sir, this seminar we can conduct inside the classroom also. Yes. There are courses out there where you can have seminar as one of the evaluation component, especially in the elective courses where number of students are few, or in master degree courses where number of students are few. It's possible. In such type of cases, student will talk on a topic which he has chosen something from the book, delivers the talk in front of his own friends and teachers whom he knows very well. Whereas, if you introduce a component like seminar in internship program, then student delivers a talk on his own work, what he has done or she has done, and defends his own work. That is the difference. And he talks before the people whom he doesn't know. He doesn't know company people from Adam. So he talks to them in front of them and defines the work that makes them difference. See, this seminar component, if I take it alone, will improve the presentation skills, will improve the communication skills, will improve the confidence level of the students, and learn how to defend the work before others, his own work. A student will look different when he makes a seminar before the unknown people. That is, say for example, similarly, if you introduce a topic like group discussion and allow him to participate for a discussion with the company people on the project what he has done, then he learned the skill sets of listening to others' point of view, putting his point of view and defending his work, convincing other people, getting convinced, become a very good observer, See, these are all the skills what companies are looking at. This you can't teach it in regular courses. That is my strong feeling. So I'm insisting that if you introduce the components like internship program, but make it a credited internship program, and told that institutionalizing it, allotment through institution, monitoring the program, evaluation, everything should be done from the institution. At the end of it, based on the performance, give them a grade or a grade or a marks. If you do it this way, I'm telling you, more than, as I told you earlier, more than 85% of my students used to get placed in the company wherever they were in. And I also tell you where to place this internship program. Among these 8 semesters, if I take engineering education, it is 8 semesters, BSc BCom is 6 semesters. Where do I place it? I strongly suggest that, see, sending the student for internship program for 8 weeks, 10 weeks makes no sense. Companies do not encourage the people to come for a short duration, because they used to tell me, I'm in touch with the industry close to 22 years regarding this internship program. They'll tell me, Professor Parashar, if a student comes for a short week, like 8 week, 10 week, by the time they understand the company, their internship duration is over, they leave. They wanted somebody to learn what it is, learn the program, understand the problem, solve it and go. So I suggest that it should be 1 full semester internship program in the final year, either in 7th or 8th semester. If you want one more session, I can take it on internship program. I have published several papers on how to conduct internship programs and all these things. I can give you the details at the end. You can do it. So if you place it in final year, I used to tell company peoples, a student who is in final year, who is about to graduate, is coming to you for intern. If you come for a placement, at the most you can find 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes time to interview a student. And you got 1 full semester to test my students around 360 degrees. If you like him, you recruit him. If you don't like him, don't take him. Companies like this argument. And for students, I used to say, you have got 1 full semester to prove yourself. You can't prove for 1 full semester. You can't prove your lifetime. Go and prove yourself. Come with your appointment order. I don't want your internship certificate. Like that, I used to challenge this strategy worked out, and my students used to get placed in the company wherever they are. See, such a simple thing can make a big difference, but introducing internship program is not an easy job. It has to be planned well, designed well, implemented well, monitored well. Then only it is possible. If you want more details on this, get in touch with me. See, you need to think innovatively. Now, one of the autonomous institutions I know in Tamil Nadu has got fire engineering program. From 3rd semester, student attend classes in the morning and intern in a company in the afternoon. Company is within the premises of the college itself. It's possible. So it's a fire engineering program. When I talked to principal of that college a few years back, he mentioned that we have got 100% placement here. Yes, you have to get, because morning they study theory and even afternoon they practice. See, you may say that in places like Bangalore, Chennai, may not be possible because of the traffic, morning, afternoon, and all colleges may not have companies within the. Yes, fine. 3 + 3 days you do it. Let the student attend 3 days the college and 3 days the company. Like that, you tie up with companies, make it possible. Then only you can make your students placeable. You have to think innovatively, think out of the box. You should not think that confine yourself to what we studied or what our father have studied. No, you don't have to confine that way. You have to think innovatively. This is one course, is internship program, my dear friends. That solves most of the problems. That's one. And second thing is that introduce innovative courses, like I call it as an engineering innovation. There is nothing new in it. Some universities, institutions in South India, they use this. They call it a CDIO model. And before I come here, believe me, when I was vice chancellor of a university in Gujarat, I introduced it 1 full semester internship program model even for BCom BSc students. 1 full semester internship program for even for BCom BSc students I introduced. Well, coming to the other course what I spoke, engineering innovation. There's nothing new here. There are some institutions in South India who are already using it. That means it is CDIO model, they call it. Conceptualize, design, implement, and operate. That means student conceives an idea in the third semester. Yes, they have their own thought process in the mind. I need to do that. I need, like, can it not be done? Can I do this? Can I do that? Yes, let them conceive an idea in third semester, design it in the fourth semester, implement it in the fifth semester. Iterations will be there that may not be successful in the fifth semester, and by sixth semester operate it. That means take some iterations and make it operational. This can be a group project. This can be a group project. And allow interdisciplinary approach. Gone are the days where if I were to be a mechanical engineer graduating studying only courses of mechanical, I will not be pleased. Today, the companies are looking for a flavor of interdisciplinary nature. Take the course like robotics, which discipline it belongs to. There is computer science, there is instrumentation, there is electronics, there is mechanics. Take a CNC machines, assume it to be mechanical engineering course, but CNC is just not mechanical. CNC, if I take it, there is electronics, there is instrumentation, there is computer programming, there is mechanics. Everything is there. So gone are the days where a student can confine himself only for mechanical engineering or electronics engineering or the core disciplines for which they study. Today is an era of interdisciplinary nature. Students have to study beyond their discipline to become employable. Please encourage it and design your academic structure in such a way that they do courses outside the discipline and encourage them. See, I was talking about this engineering innovation project course. Make it interdisciplinary. That means students from mechanical, electronics, computer science, everybody joins together and then make a project. So everybody gives their core discipline knowledge. This makes them, it improves the employability skills of a student. He has worked interdisciplinary, and the complex problem solving will be there that they learned. And they worked in a team, they learned team working. And there you introduce evaluation components such as seminar and all these things, where their communication skills, confidence levels will improve. See, the focus is just not getting them a project done, but the focus should be to improve their soft skills by introducing this evaluation components and everything. See, this is, they do complex problem solving, team working, analytical skills, confidence level, all these things will improve in one push. Will it not improve the employability of a student? See, a survey conducted indicated that 36% of all jobs across all industries require complex problem solving skills, team working abilities, analytical skills. They wanted the student to be confident and biased. These are all going to be improved in this course and also in the internship. This is what I'm telling, imbibing, I'm telling, just not teaching inside the classroom. You are imbibing them. You are creating a platform where students are practicing all these things. That's the difference. That's the difference. I already mentioned, my dear friends, encourage them to go for an interdisciplinary nature. When I talk to many of the academic leaders, they say, oh, student have to do core courses, student have to do discipline electives, student have to do only discipline. Bullshit. Student have to do courses across the discipline. Have some minimum requirements. Like out of, say, for example, 160 credits, say 100 credits from the department, 60 credits, wherever you like. If you want to do across the discipline, you want to do within discipline, leave the flexibility for him. Why you confine himself? So today is an era of interdisciplinary nature, my dear friends, and allow design your curriculum in such a way that students who are interested can do courses across the discipline. Please do that. And to encourage that, you need to design curriculum in such a way that you need to have degree with interdisciplinary minor. Autonomous institutions and private universities can try this. So degree with interdisciplinary minor means student has that studies a set of courses outside the discipline and get a minor degree for that. See, this is definitely improve the employability of a student. The reason is that student not only is strong in his core subjects of the discipline, but he is also strong outside. Say, for example, I'm interested in, say, for example, software. I study or hardware, or I do a set of courses from outside. I get a B.Tech mechanical with a interdisciplinary minor in this area. So that improves their employability. And you can also have programs such as degree with specialization, where students studies a set of courses within the discipline and get a specialization there. that improves their employability skills. And introduce more and more elective courses. Don't make it as university-centric education system. Please give the students as flexibility as possible, so that the student studies the courses of his or her choice, so that the academic structure should be designed in such a way that students should be able to tailor the resume the way they want. That is a good design. Give them a flexibility. Let them study more courses outside the discipline if they wish to do so. Don't confine them, like they should do this here only, here only, here only. Well, I talked about internship. I talked about academic flexibility. I talked about CDIO, engineering innovation course. There is another course I am trying to highlight. This, I call it as a group-related activity. You can call it by any name. Here, what we do is that a group of students from 3rd semester to 6th semester, any one semester, or if you want, take it 2 semesters, will involve in some societal activity. That means if you make it as a 1 credit course, he has to spend some 15 to 20 hours outside the university. Let them work for an orphanage, let them work for a old age home, let them go to a government school and teach the courses. If you do this, it increases their team working abilities and brings societal responsibility for a student. You are not only making them as a graduate student, but you are also making them as socially responsible. When we introduced this type of model in one of the institutions where I worked earlier, it motivated the student that he chose this itself as an area, and he is doing PhD in that area, and put it on my Facebook page. Because of this model introduced by you, I got inspired and I'm dedicating my life for this. You can change the life of few people. And there will be few students who does it only for credit, leave it. But there are students who really get inspired, and you definitely make them good citizens of the country. There's one such a course called group-related activity. I call it by this name, you call it by any other name that you wish. And one thing that all of us we know is to improve the employability skills of a student. This is an age-old method, that is projects and mini projects. My dear friends, definitely the course project and mini project will improve the employability skills of a student. But unfortunately, in majority of the universities and institutions in the country, it is not done in a way it should be done. If there are 5 students in a batch, only 2 will do everything and 3 will be dumb. That's not correct. That's not correct. See here, there you introduced evaluation components also. Have a continuous evaluation for that. Like let them give an idea and get the design approved, one evaluation component. Midterm review, there is another evaluation component. End-term, 3 or 4 evaluations, like in terms of seminar, in terms of report submission, in terms of Viva. See, a component like Viva, when they sit before a table and then answer the questions, that improves, that builds their confidence levels. This is one way you can improve the soft skill of a student. Just not giving a project and at the end of the academic year, ask them to demonstrate something and give some marks. That's, if you do it that way, it will not help the student. Conduct a series of evaluation components and do it. Definitely it will help. Definitely it will help the student. And keep project competitions, keep poster display, this thing. Many institutions are doing it nowadays. They are forced to do it. But if you do it in a way it should be done, definitely it will improve the employability skills of a student. And project need not be some physical model. Come out of that thought process. Project need not be in terms, say for example, in one of the institutions where I worked earlier, they used to have a study-oriented project also. That means project can be study-oriented also, not fabricated. That means if I'm doing PhD or if I'm doing my research, they will help me, they will assist me in doing some literature survey and submitting the report to me. And before they submit the report, they give seminar for me, they take Viva with me, and then finally submit a report. Study-oriented project can also be a good thing. It could be a lab-oriented project. Suppose if I'm working with a government-sponsored research project, I can involve my students there and work with me for that. That can be called as a lab-oriented project. I don't have to fabricate anything. I will involve. I get credits for that. And I'll have a Viva, seminar, everything in that. That's another way of doing it. That means you involve the students in a live problem, and you can involve in a software-oriented project also. See, these are all the different ways where you can improve the employability of a student. Just not take project work and mini project work need not be confined to making some model only. There are other ways. There are other ways. So please do encourage, do all these things now. Many people are commenting like, excellent sir, very good sir, thank you. I am also getting motivated here. Okay, well, in one of the IIT professors, I was talking to him around 7-8 years back. He was mentioning that IIT has the provision where student, when he conceives an idea and does something on his own and submits it to the department, they get a credit for that. They call it the hobby project. So, like many students, they do it out of hobby. Okay, in 3 Idiots movie, if you have seen some airplane was down, like that. They do something on their own and submits it to the department. HOD will constitute a committee where he faces the viva and demonstrates it that it is his own idea. He only fabricated it. He only did it. He defines it before a committee, and if he does it, he gets a credit for that. Encourage such type of things. Encourage it. Like that makes them, instead of sitting in the hostel or house and doing something nonsense, and if I do something of this kind, I get a credit for that. Let him earn. Say, for example, if you keep 160 credits for graduation, let him earn 170 credits. Who others? Let him earn extra credits. Minimum is 160. Let him earn 170 if he wishes to do so. And most important, my dear friends, bring practice components in theory. This is very much essential in engineering. Say, for example, you can't teach production or design courses in the way you learned it. The way you learned it. We used to have a design data handbook and do something. Now, today, these things are done on a computer. Today, these things are done on a computer, and where they say that, if I wanted to do machine design, I use ANSYS, CROE, CATIA, all these things. So, enable them to use such type of things. That improves their employability, because today the companies are looking for a subject who studied this course using the software package. Gone are the days where you use a mini drafter and do a drawing. This is an era where you do it on an AutoCAD or any other package for that matter. So make them to learn these courses using this tool-based learning, I call it. So bring tool-based learning also as an evaluation component. That means CROE, CATIA, anything. By the time he graduates, he should be pakka everywhere. That improves the employability. What is happening? We are not teaching them the tool-based learning. We are teaching them in a conventional way, and that is making them unemployable. Because when they sit for interview, they get questions here, they don't answer, and they don't get a job. That's why I told you in the beginning, if the companies don't have an opening, they don't participate for placement. And keep it in mind, any student who is job ready has a job for you. It's my gut feeling. It's my gut. I can stand on Himalayas and tell. If a student is job ready, he has a job. Company will repent for not selecting him, because if they also have a limited vacancies, companies will repent. But they say that, I'll keep in touch with you. I have seen many students will be told like that. And another way of improving the students' employability. Involve students in institutional developmental activities or any institutional activities. Bring students in front. I have seen many institutions where if there is a function, teacher will be the anchor. The committee will be formed and the faculty, group of faculty will work for the function. And students will participate. I strongly suggest that the reverse should happen. You form a committee of students, let the students organize everything. You should be invited to attend the function. See, this improves the employability. I can connect it for employability, because I tell you, if you leave this responsibility for a student, they become leaders. They work in a team. They communicate with each other. They learn how to handle the tension. This is all required, my dear friends, to become employable. So you make a student job ready when he was a student itself, just by involving in co-curricular, extracurricular activities, also giving as a leadership. If they do a mistake, let them do. Let them do a mistake and learn it. And you are there to rectify what better business that we have got to. And I was also mentioning that involving students in institutional developmental activities. Say, for example, when I used to participate for placement, when I was the Vice Chancellor elsewhere, when I used to go to airport, students used to come and receive me. It's a very good strategy. Students used to come and receive me. They used to put me in a guest house and they used to take care of me. That communication skills will improve. They know how to talk to seniors. They know how to handle people. That is the way. Say, for example, earlier in my tenure when I was working in an internship division. All jobs were done manually. Now I wanted to develop an automation for that. Believe me, all program software related for the departments were developed by the students. By the students only. A group of students worked for 3-4 years and that made it completely automation. Give us such type of jobs for students. Let them do. Let them do. Let them learn. You have a self-satisfaction that your students have done it and institutions can save the money. Students work on a live problem. They know how to meet deadlines. And for this also you introduce, if you want to give credits, you give credits for this. See, these things are most important and makes them a job ready. Then go with industry relevant syllabus. Right, get to know what market requires. I have seen many board of studies. It's a mockery. Where for a board of studies, somebody from industry representative is being called and he will be just sitting and eating samosa and going out. That is not board of studies. See, the placements, companies which participate in placement, talk to them about their requirements. If 100 companies are participating for you for placement and if you meet all 100 of them and talk to them, and if you meet 100 companies outside the institution, inviting them for internship or inviting them for placement, do also talk to them what do they require. And if you get to know what industry requires and come back and give this feedback to the concerned head of the department, this is what is expected by the industry. And if you design curriculum according to that, definitely I will tell you, your students, your curriculum is more rigorous. I just a few years back, don't ask me the name of the institution, where I participated as a chief guest for their 25th anniversary. I went to the mechanical department. I saw a book on the lying on the table, Plant Layout and Design by Moore. This is a book what I studied when I graduated, when I was in final year in 1987. And I asked them, why this book is here? They told, we use this book for teaching this course. But everything given in this book is ruled out. It does not exist. It does not exist, and still you teach it. You teach this to a student and you wanted him to be employable. Imagine. I can't imagine it. So, get rid of all these things. Get rid of all these things and do a proper BYS. Get to know the requirement of industry. Update your curriculum. Please do it. And wherever possible, bring evaluation components such as group discussion, poster presentation, seminar, viva, wherever possible, bring it. Because this makes a difference in the student. And wherever possible, make them to learn, say online teaching platforms. I know one of the universities in Andhra Pradesh, they wanted 4 courses to be studied through online. Good. See, the student should be taught how to learn also. Yeah, we have to teach them how to learn also. I mean it. Tomorrow, when they become, today, if the technology changes, who will come and teach me? I have to learn on my own and then teach. Same way, tomorrow when they become employed, and when the technology changes, when new things comes, they should learn on their own and then implement it. They cannot expect that somebody will come and teach them. When are you going to make them ready for this? Now it's the high time. So enable them to use platforms like Swayam, Coursera, everything. Encourage them to use it. Give credits for that. And I told you in the beginning, there are institutions who teach soft skills in the classes also. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's good. But just teaching the soft skills inside the classroom does not make them to improve the soft skills. Enable them only to improve just only to get to know how important it is, but it should be practiced the way I told you also for all these things. And I know education institutions, my dear friend, where right from first year to final year, third year, not final year, first year to third year, this soft skills training is given inside the classroom. They design a curriculum. And deliver it. Mock group discussions, everything they do. Mock viva, everything they do. It's all good. It's all good. If you are designing a curriculum and delivering it, especially it is useful in the rural engineering colleges, please design a curriculum according to your requirements. Because if you work in a rural type of environment, you will be getting a student who is not confident, who doesn't have a hopes, and who, he's shy in nature. First of all, you should make the student to come out of that shy nature, improve his confidence level, make them biased, all these things. For that, what you have to do, accordingly, the curriculum should be designed, not otherwise. See, if you hire some consultant from outside, what they do is that they deliver the same thing for a premier institution in Bangalore and the same content in some college in rural area. That's not the way, because the students who are coming from premier institutions and who are placed in city headquarters like Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, normally they are smart. Normally, they're smart. They're good. Their English is good. Their confidence levels are high, because they may be from a good family, definitely. But whereas a student from a rural area, whose parents are farmers or laborers, he doesn't know English, he is shy, he is not confident, he is not biased. And for him, you have to make all your best efforts to come out of that in the beginning, then only he can be placed. I'll share you one of my experience. When I was a pro-vice chancellor of a university in Vijayawada, I wanted the mechanical HOD to give me a student who is very good, some good student, to guide a project. Then HOD sent me a student. After talking to him for 10-15 minutes, I asked him, sir, what type of student what you are? Then he told me, sir, he is very good, but he is shy in nature. Yes, he was very good. He was shy in nature. If you put the same student before a company to face the placement, do you think he get placed? No, he will not. Is it his mistake? No, it's our mistake, because we did not do any effort to bring him out of the shy nature. We did not do any effort. So, especially my dear friends who are working in the rural places and taluk headquarters, keep that in mind, that please make the student confident, biased, come out of shy nature, and make them to improve English. See, all said and done, I also studied in Kannada medium. I am a strong believer that English is only a language, not a measure of knowledge. Yes, English just a knowledge, not a measure of knowledge. But if he cannot communicate in English, and if you talk butler English, then chances that he get placed is low. So improve his language also right from first year. Maybe that you can have a technical communication skills 1, technical communication skills 2, and then in presentations, don't use your local languages inside the classroom. I have seen many faculty members, they use local language in the classroom. When I used to have an objection for that, they used to tell me, sir, otherwise they don't understand. Then I used to tell them, talk in English for 10 times, but don't use your local language. Please do that. Then only it is possible that you can make the students placed. And I was mentioning about having one full semester internship program in the beginning. See, students will be having other aspirations also. See, everybody don't want to have a job, as somebody want a research and somebody want to start their own company. How are you going to do it for them? You can't talk about only the students to get placed. Suppose if a student want to do research and come up there, create a platform. See, either you do internship program or you do the research work. It's your choice. You give a flexibility. Those who wanted to do research and build up their career there, they go there and do it. Next, I mentioned about internship or thesis now. I'll give you one more choice. That is called as entrepreneurial project. See, I wanted to start something on my own. See, I already studied a course called CDIO. That is conceptualize, design, implement, operate. I explained it already. From that, if I come up with a model, on that product, I work for a semester when I'm a student only. And please, education institution, take a responsibility of linking them with venture capitalists. If you try that model, and if some of your students can turn into an entrepreneur, there is nothing like that. Instead of becoming a job seeker, you are producing job producers. That is a laurel. That is a feather on the cap of an institution. So create such type of things and do it. And I strongly believe that, like once if you design a course, don't just right away implement it. I strongly believe that, see, there are certain vision and mission for a university that what you are having. There is a vision and mission for the department you are having. And your institution as a whole has a goals and objectives. And there are employability factors what I listed down. Okay. Now you take this course and map it, where it comes, what it does. Say for example, employability skills, like communication skills, like all these things. I list down this list of employability factors. Tick one by one, where it is going to be done, where it is going to be done, where it is going to be done, where it is going to be. There should be some courses where these things are being taught for a student. Map it where it is taught or where it is practiced. Then you are teaching, you are making them more employable. Your university or an institution has a goals and objectives. List down the goals and objectives that you have. Next, where this goal is achieved, where this goal is achieved, where this objective is achieved, map it. Oh, this is missing. If this is missing, then what I have to do? This is how you have to develop a curriculum. And one thing which I am telling you, my dear friends, don't crush the student inside the classroom and have less contact hours and give more free time for students. This will enable them to participate in other activities, maybe academic or non-academic, whatever it is, that improve the soft skills and employability skills of a student. Like say for example, for morning 9 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock, if you put them inside the classroom and laboratories and don't allow them to go outside, and there is no way they can do the project work, mini project work or anything, they will not be able to do anything. They can't conceive an idea, they can't design anything, they can't do. Give them a free time. Give them a free time. See, in one of my earlier tenures, what I used to do, Saturday afternoon is completely free. That means institution is not closed. No special classes to be engaged. That's what I used to tell my colleagues. No special classes. Saturday classes will be from 9 to 1. That's all. After 1 to 5, it is free. You can go and do club activities. You can go and participate in a sports or whatever you want to do, you do it. And faculty also get a time to do their meetings and everything. And the strict instruction is that under any circumstances, no special classes should be taken. It's a free time for students. See, my campus on that day, that campus where I worked has around 4,000 students. Around 1,000 students used to go back to their homes or hostels. 3,000 students used to get engaged in one or the other activities. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Monday to Friday also I used to give them a free time. Saturday half day is completely free. See, like that, if you create platforms, see, designing these things is one thing and making it operational is another thing. So if you do all these things, my dear friends, definitely students will be employed and there is a job for everybody. Only unfortunate part is that we are not making them job ready. That's the only unfortunate part of it. And to make my concluding remarks, barring few institutions, autonomous institutions and universities in the country, curriculum is outdated. You need to update your curriculum based. I give a certain guidelines on this. If you want more discussion on this, you are free to contact me. You can contact AUDISANKARA Institute. They will give my contact details and you can be in touch with me. And most education institutions do not know what industry expects and industry doesn't know what universities are doing. We are working in isolation. Please come forward and bridge this gap. Once if this gap between university and industry is gap is filled, then only we can do wonders. As I mentioned you earlier, placement team can only bring the companies to the institution. It cannot make the students placed. I told it, I repeat it 100 times. It is very unfortunate that in many governing councils meetings, Senate meetings I have attended in my life, in all the meetings, placement officers have been asked to answer why placements are not happening. That's not correct. It is principal or vice chancellor or concerned dean should be asked why placements are not happening. Because if academics is good, placements will happen automatically. If academic design and delivery is good, then only placements will happen. There is no doubt about it. If you want your students to be placed, revamp your way of thinking first, revise your curriculum, bring soft skills as a part of a course, design courses in such a way that you imbibe soft skills in the course and you evaluate soft skills also along with technical skills. If you wanted to do it, nothing on this earth can stop you. And if you don't want to do it, you will find an excuse. All the best. And if you want to reach me, you can talk to AUDISANKARA people. They will give my contact details. Or you can reach me. You can, if you're having a pen, you can note down my email ID. Nagendra. My email ID is Nagendra, Nagendra. Varaprasad, is it possible for you to type my email ID there?
Already shared, sir.
Huh?
Already shared, sir.
Including my contact number?
Everything, sir.
Very good, very good.
Dr. Nagendra Parashar, sir, we are very much thankful to you for your kind presentation. It was excellent. And most of the participants gave their opinion that it is very informative and excellent. And on behalf of the AUDISANKARA family, on behalf of the chairman, Dr. Penchalaya sir, the vice chairman, the director, Dr. Mohan, and the faculty students of AUDISANKARA, we thank you, sir, from our hearts. And it was an excellent presentation. And we are enriched by your knowledge and experience that you have shared from your jobs abroad as well as in India at the highest level. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
And we thank all the participants of today's webinar for sparing their time and attending this webinar. And based on the support we get from our chairman, Dr. Vanki Penchalaya sir, we keep on organizing this sort of webinars till we go to colleges, and keep referring to our website at www.audisankara.ac.in. Second thing is we thank our chairman profusely for the energies, for the support, for the encouragement he gives us, and Dr. Mohan sir for all the support, encouragement and help he provides to conduct this sort of seminars. And we also support Mr. Varaprasad, who has done excellent work in providing the technical support. And we are sure that in our next webinar, we bring in a more interesting topic so that it will be beneficial to all engineering colleges across India. And you can give your feedback to us. I have typed my email, and you can be in touch with me. I am Ravishankar Chandu, Dean Quality at audisankara.ac.in. You can send me over this one. And once again, I thank Dr. Parashar sir for for sharing all the experiences at BITS Dubai, and at the very high positions you had in India as Vice Chancellor, Director, Pro-VC, etc. And we are sure some of us will really take your points and try to implement in our colleges. And if we have any, if we need any guidance, we'll certainly approach you, sir. And once again, we thank you very much for your kind help.
If you want to reach me, Varaprasad has already shared my email contact and phone number with you. I repeat just my phone number. You can WhatsApp me 7899802708. You can WhatsApp me, or you can mail me at Nagendra, Nagendra, second 2ndjan @gmail.com. I am the Pro Vice Chancellor of PES University, Bangalore. Feel free to reach me for any help you need. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.